The year is 1619, and I have just escaped execution at the hands of my own king. I might have died in peace, but for the burning need to clear my own name. Destiny has driven me here, to the edge of human exploration. Some call this place the New World. The Romans called it Mars. Welcome to Jamestown, Legend of the Lost Colony. I actually really like the premise of this. It's basically a bullet hell game set in the 1600s, back when the the British were going to colonize the New World. So we go ahead and start the game here. Actually, you know what? Let me go to options and turn down the music. It's a little bit loud. There we go. That's a bit better. Alright, so starting out, you don't really have a ton to do, only this first level, and then if you go to the shop, you can also buy Gauntlet mode if you want to. I don't really want to, because I don't have any need to do so yet, but a bullet hell game, in case you're not aware, is basically a game that focuses more on dodging enemies. It's a top-down shooter, so you'll see what I mean when we actually get into it. First chapter, East Frontier. At the edge of the British territory, Martian warriors loyal to the conquistador wreak havoc on settlers. I'm going to start with normal. You have all the difficulties except for Judgment unlocked from the beginning, and you won't be able to unlock Judgment unless you do some hard stuff. So, starting off, there are 3 different control schemes. You could either use arrow keys, which I'm using, you could use the mouse, or you could use an Xbox controller. I'm just going to use the arrow keys. There we go. Z to fire, X to use special, which is different for each ship. There are 4 ships unless you have the DLC. I do not, so I'm just going to use those 4. And space to vaunt. I'll explain what that is when we come to it. Anyway, okay, pick a ship design. All of them are locked except for beam, so I guess we know what we're using. Excellent, okay. I must admit, nothing could have prepared my old eyes for now what now lies before them. Wow, that was bad. The New World is truly a wonder to behold. Sadly, I have little time to enjoy the view. Though I eluded my captors at the Tower of London long enough to make passage to Jamestown colony, I doubt very much that they have given up the chase. I have pinned my hopes for survival on the mysterious lost colony of Roanoke. If I can produce the solution to such an enduring and tragic mystery, I am convinced that my heroism would earn amnesty for my crimes. For now, I make for the battlefields of the eastern frontier. I have it on good authority that John Smith himself is to be found there, defending our settlements from the allied Spanish-Martian forces. Yes, that's right. The Spanish are allied with the Martians. I just think that's so awesome. Yep, so we're looking for Roanoke. The conveyance hums at my side. I fear violence waits for me on the road ahead. From R. Chapter 1, in which a settlement is ravaged by betentacled Martians loyal to the Spanish, and a villain appears. Oh my! Alright, so this is your ship. You can move around, and that was a weird bit of lag at the beginning, but you can collect these gold things in order to increase that counter in the top left of the screen. Actually, luckily, I'm getting a little bit of lag when playing this, which should help when you get to the more bullety sections. Lag is actually kind of helpful in bullet hell games because they let you focus more on dodging. Alright, press Vaunt. If I press space right now, it would give me, hold on, I'll show you 1 second. It gives me a temporary shield, which goes away rather quickly. It also doubles the amount of points I'm intaking, and increases my attack by 50%. So vaunting is an extremely useful strategy that you can use in case you need to get out of a tight situation. Also, I have a beam that I can use by pressing X, as you saw right there. And as you collect more of these golden lug nuts, or whatever they are, your vaunt meter in the top left will regenerate. If it reaches the bottom, your vaunt will end, and your combo will end, and you'll increase, you'll gain a point bonus at the very end of that. Like that. Oh yeah, these guys are cool. You can hide within the bullets. And the lag's actually helping me a lot. I kind of wish it wasn't there so I could show you what this game is like at full speed, but it seems to be coming and going. Like there, it's gone. And now it's back. Come on, there we go. Wonderful. Right, as you can see also in the top middle of the screen, there's a little point counter which can keep track of the amount of points you get. Right now I'm playing on the easiest difficulty, which is ironically marked as normal. And the difficulty, as you saw, goes from normal to difficult, Legendary, Divine, and then Judgment. So that's fun. Right now we're just going to start on normal, although I will... Dang it. Alright, I will be doing the harder difficulties as much as I can manage. On my playthrough of this game, I haven't actually beaten it yet, so I'm not sure what lies after a certain point, but I have gotten significant progress. There's only 5 levels, so yeah. Also, if you'll notice at the bottom of the screen, I have credits too, as well as the 3 lives that I get with each credit. So essentially, you have 9 lives. So yeah. You can think of it in credits if you want to, but I prefer just to think of it as having 9 lives. We're a cat, basically. We are a cat ship. I am a cat ship. Wonderful. Okay. So I think right here we should be coming up on... No, not yet. At the end of each level there's going to be a boss, and those are actually really fun. I do enjoy the bosses in this game. They are very cool. Take refuge in the little space between the bullets. That's always fun to do. Also, please ignore the fact that my English accent leaves some room to be desired, but I decided that it wouldn't make sense for an English colonist to be talking with an American accent, considering those hadn't really been developed yet, but whatever. I get off topic. Digress. Alright, here, right after this, we should be coming upon the first boss of the game. There are 5 bosses, 5 levels, pretty straightforward stuff. There we go. Excellent. This is why I've been saving my Vaunt, even though I probably could have used it a couple times and still had it at this point. The traitor prince, overmind to the Martian rebel forces, oh no. Yeah, the beginning levels aren't really that hard. The beam, I find, helps a lot more when you're focusing on a single enemy, while the regular shot helps when you're focusing on several enemies at a time, if that makes sense. Yeah, this is the part where you want to dodge more. Let's use Vaughn right now, just so I get that attack bonus as well as the score bonus. When you get him down to a certain point, he'll begin to use this spirally attack. Okay, I wasn't expecting the lag to suddenly stop there, which is probably going to cause some death in this series, to be honest. Also, I don't expect this to be a very long series. I mean, it should maybe be a few episodes. I don't know. Unless I aim to do like 100% completely and do it on every difficulty or something, but I don't know if I'll be able to manage that. Because this game is really hard. Like, this is the easiest difficulty out of 5 different difficulties. Just think about that for a second. It gets pretty insane. But yeah, that was the first boss. Not too shabby. Yay! To be honest, I don't know what this means at the top, the credit saver. I have no idea. But yeah, you get a point, or a coin bonus thing at the very end. The amount of gold you collect in the level has no relation to the amount of gold you get at the end. As we drove back the last of the Allied Spanish-Martian forces, we heard a distant battle cry through the smoke and dust behind us. Erupting dramatically from the crowds was none other than John Smith, his handsome figure posed dramatically at the prow of his ship. This dashing entrance came a moment too late to render us any actual assistance, but the man's eagerness and thirst for adventure do much to forgive his lacking punctuality. God damn it, John Smith, you had one job. Having turned the tide of his frontier campaign against the enemy, his spirits were high, and he offered us lodgings for the night. Over a bonfire feast of roast pork and potatoes, Smith drew out a crude map of the place he and his men called the Dark Sector. Shrouded within foreboding clouds and tempestuous... Tempest? Is that a... Okay, whatever. Our course will take us directly through territory controlled by the Spanish. Their conquistador will want vengeance after their losses here today. May some light find us in these dark and forgotten corners of the wilderness. We leave at dawn. R. 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 Okay, so that's the end of the first level on the easiest difficulty. I could go back and do it on a different one now, but whatever. Just for kicks, let's do... Nah, should I do it on Legendary? I'll do all of them on normal to start out. Oh, wait, hold on. I wonder if I could buy it... Nah. Ah, whatever. Okay. In which Raleigh is pursued by the vigilant Spanish border guard and the awful truth stands revealed. Oh my. Okay, so now we're going to the Dark Sector. Isn't that nice? To be honest, the beam ship is the second most useful ship, in my opinion. The most useful we haven't unlocked yet. But we will after this level, so that's exciting. Right, let's get rid of this guy. Come here. Here. Over here, this way. Something also important to note is that your hitbox is not your entire ship. The little person standing on your ship is the hitbox. So that means you can dodge a lot more accurately than it seems. Your ship isn't as bulky as the actual sprite, which is important to take into account when you get into some of the more difficult dodging sections of the game. But that won't really come yet. Right now we've only got a few things to worry about at a time, which is good. I mean, this is a cakewalk compared to what we'll find on the harder difficulties. Okay, so now we get to see why they call it the dark sector, because it's dark. In case you hadn't picked up on that already. Oh, that was good. Actually, hold on, there's supposed to be a musical, like, cue coming in, but I think because of the lag, that hasn't actually happened yet. Like, the music has gotten there, but we haven't, basically. So that's actually kind of funny, but we'll see. The screen gets darker every second. I'm just clearing through these guys. Get rid of this big one. It's usually a good idea to get rid of the bigger enemies first because they shoot the most devastating bullets, like those homing rockets. Yeah, those get annoying. Here we go. This is where the music cue is supposed to kick in, as you realize that the colony of Roanoke has been completely destroyed and overtaken by the Martian forces. However, the music is well past that now because of the stupid lag, but whatever. It's helpful in gameplay, at least. Okay. I'll see if I can fix the lag by next episode, but to be honest, I don't know what I can do. There aren't that many graphical settings for this game. Plus, I mean, it's not like I'm complaining about it. Okay, we should be coming upon one of the more difficult sections. Ah, dang it. Well, yeah, that's what it looks like when you die 3 times, but then it comes back with one of your credits, of which you start out with, you know, 2 of them, having used 1 already, technically. It's kind of a weird arcade-inspired game design. I'm not sure why they didn't just give you 9 lives, because it's basically the same equivalent, but I'm not sure. Probably has something to do with the game design, or something. Right, okay. So, yeah, as we go further, it loses basically all human aspects to it, and looks less like a colony than it does just a Martian landscape, which is pretty cool. Also, I find a lot of joy when trying to explain this game to other people, just because the premise of it is so outlandish. Like, oh yeah, okay, it takes place in an alternate universe where instead of expanding to the Americas, Britain, technically, expanded over to Mars. And the looks I get when I explain that to people is just like, okay. Good stuff. And if you notice the stars at the top of the screen, I don't think those have any real significance as to anything involving gameplay. They just serve to rank your score. I think. I might be wrong. Don't hold me to that quote. Vaunt! Oh no, I can't vaunt. Yes, I can. I just vaunted. I just vaunted. Vaunt ahoy! Yeah, the music's faded out before we've even gotten to the boss. There's definitely an issue with that. Is it the boss music? Did the boss music just start playing before we got to the boss? I'd think there would be some sort of, you know, in-game flag for that to start playing. But okay. Sure. I don't even. Yeah, okay. This is definitely something I want to fix, though. Sigh. Well, we should be at the boss soon. Also, this rain looks really cool, but I doubt that that would even happen on Mars, considering it doesn't have an atmosphere. In fact, a lot of things about this game are astronomically inaccurate. For example, this is not what Mars looks like, but I'll ignore that, being an astronomy nerd. It's just these little things that tick me off sometimes. But whatever. That's not important. What's important now is shooting things with my giant laser. Yeah. We should be coming upon the boss soon. Oh no, this isn't the boss music. This is just the regular music that started over. There was the musical cue that's supposed to happen when you discover the colony of Roanoke again. And there, if I hadn't been playing the game before, you would have gotten an achievement called Welcome Home, I believe, which is a nice little touch. Shield! Yeah, the shield is definitely very useful for getting out of tough situations with Vaunt, and also it's worth mentioning that if you press space again when you're in Vaunt mode, it will actually exit Vaunt mode and give you a smaller, but still just as useful shield. So you can use that if you're already in Vaunt mode and you want a last-minute shield, which is nice. Also, we have a boss now, Lady of the Lake, the Bane of Roanoke. It's Roanoke's reckoning. It was born in the dark. So basically what you want to do is use Vaunt whenever you can, and just pile on with your special attack. Once you get its health a third of the way down, it's going to pop up using these other enemies in order to basically fend you off until then. Luckily, killing these enemies does count as damaging the Lady of the Lake, so that's useful. Also, now you can really see what I mean by there being a lot of bullets on the screen at the same time. Lightning. Right, should be done soon. Just one more. Phew! Yeah! Excellent, now we just gotta finish her off. Well, her, using the term very loosely. Because I have no idea how to classify this thing as female. We did it! Yeah! Woo! And then we get the massive point bonus, which is always nice. And then hear the happy little music at the end. Yay! Makes me want to have a hoedown. The party of one, that's me, yep. I'm so alone. But yeah, there is multiplayer in this game, as you might have noticed. You can plug in additional keyboards or mice? I guess mice, but whatever. You can plug those in and do a two-player mode, which is actually kind of cool. There aren't a whole lot of multiplayer bullet hells out there. The girl emerged from the swamp like an apparition, but when she said her name, I knew she was as real as you or I. Imagine, Virginia Dare, first child of the colonies. If I brought her back to England with me, I'd surely be pardoned by my king. But she will hear none of that. Her heart is fixated on rescuing her father, Joachim. Yes, that is how you pronounce it. I know. Destroyed when she was shot. Okay, you know what? This lore takes too long. There's a conquistador attacking the settlements, and her father's in prison. We have to rescue her father, and she's going to return to England with us. Isn't that nice? So that was level 2, and now level 3 over here is the Badlands. And notice, if you mouse over the 4th level, which is right here, you have to beat all previous missions on difficult or above. So even if you beat this mission, you still won't unlock number 4, which means we're going to have to go back and beat these on difficult or above. But the 5th level here, you have to beat them on legendary or above, so I might as well just go back and beat all of these on legendary, just in the interest of saving time. But that's an issue for next episode. For now, I want to get this ship. This is a good ship. This is a ship I want. See you guys next episode.